He has sacrificially loved and served. I want this audience to stand and greet Brigadier Victor Wilson.
God help me. If you want me to preach, when I was in Honduras, and after the wedding, I was making a little fun with her. I said, "No, honey, you know that we're now married and I'm the head of this house." She said, "That's all right. Now that we are married, I want to tell you that I'm the neck of this house." I went to the Salvation Army against my father's wish. He thought that I was lazy and I didn't want to work. That's why I wanted to go to the Salvation Army. He's dead now, but I still have some news for him. He never worked as hard as I worked in the Salvation Army. When it rains, he stays home. When it rains in the Salvation Army, you get your umbrella and get out to visit your soldiers. I remember after I retired, I was in Panama with having my vacation. My wife didn't go with me, but she called me one day and she said, "You are wanted by headquarters, and please come home now." When your wife tells you now, and you wonder what it is. So I tried to find out what it was. He said an officer in Cleveland deserted the Corps, and they can't find an officer to stay there until they get one. So come right away. And I came, and I went to Cleveland. They said it was just for a couple of months. I spent 9 long months in Cleveland. But I noticed that in the Army I was always wanted somewhere for something. And I give God the glory that He was able to use me to the honor and glory of His name and to help humanity. That was my first priority, to help other people as best as I could. The stories are very long, and I know while they are interesting, we can't stay here all night to listen. But I'm happy because I made the choice to be a Salvation Army officer. I didn't know anything about the Army, but the Spirit of God moved in me. God has helped me through these years. I have served as best as I could, because I know it was a service given to the Lord. I don't know if I was successful, that everything I did in the Army was to the honor and glory of God's name and for humanity. And I'm not sorry. If it were possible for me to do it again, I would. There are some things that I would delete, but I would do it again. And I can't tell you all. But I want you to still pray for me, because I'm still an officer in the Salvation Army, although I'm not active. They can't send me a marching orders again. But I love the Army dearly, and I wouldn't exchange it for anything. If any of you youngsters are planning to become an officer, don't rush. Think it over. Test. Because there's a great test, you know, when you're alone and you want to think that you would be free, then you remember that you pledge your allegiance to God and the Salvation Army. And God comes first all the time. So you'd have to give up the idea. I was conscious of the fact that God was with me and He was leading me. The toughest one of them was Washington, D.C. That was tough. I left from Panama in 1939, and I came here. I had a janitor in Panama. They bound the hand of Jesus in the garden where He prayed. They led Him through the streets in shade. They spat upon the Savior, they cursed His holy name. They said, crucify Him, He's to blame. He could have called 10,000 angels to destroy the world and set Him free.
I met the brigadier at the ARC when I came through as a client. Had an addiction with crack cocaine, and he's the only real hero I know. My criteria of a hero is someone who other people says is a hero, and that's definitely the brigadier. I've worked with him a number of years. Spent most of my time responding to his calls to get this guy over here, Bobby Miles, out of his office. Bobby won't stand so his family will recognize you if they see you hovering around his house. Okay. So, a real hero. And so the group is, the Sons are about to go into the studio to do our second CD, which will be in titled The Closer I Get to Heaven. And we decided to take this song, which is a song I wrote, and name it as a tribute to our hero, Brigadier Wilson. One quick note, I never forget the day I saw the brigadier coming out of his office, and he passed by 7 or 8 people telling them goodbye, have a good evening, whatever, and he walked by me as I was holding the door open, and he didn't open his mouth. And I said, oh, so you say goodbye to everybody, and you pass by me and you don't say nothing. And he turned around and he said, John, save the jealousy for the women. If you think this world could use a little more love, I found from the moment God came into my life, He gave to me forgiving heart, peace that you see. Well, undoubtedly lead you to Jesus Christ. At the moment God comes into your life, you will receive a forgiving heart. You will receive forgiving, oh, a forgiving heart.
Vad ska du på din födelsedag då? Vill du få presenter på din födelsedag kanske? Man vet aldrig. Vad skulle du vilja ha då?
I want tailwind.
En TV? Vad är det för TV i ditt rum?
You wish soccer tailwind. With soccer tailwind.
Jaha. Vad vill du ha mer då?
I want
En kornett?
Connect.
Anders då som ska fylla 3. Ska du bestämma vad han ska få?
You can have tailwind also.
Kan han det? Vad snällt.
So new then. Hey, Ellie. You want to look at the pike. Okay. I'm gonna look at the pike. Every time I'm going to come in a book to wagon.
Och gå tillbaka till lägret. Varför då?
Okay, then. Puppy. It's a puppy. Cow. No, but still look at the pike.
Jag var på sån här underofficersfrukost.